All right, how's it going? How's it going, Goalie Crease Net followers? I'll give you guys a couple minutes here to get all in here. Hey, Jeremy, I think you are always first. I'm pretty sure, or at least you always tell me you're first. It still tells me that there's only a few people here, but I think that'll change pretty quickly. I just posted on Instagram that we are also doing this live stream right now. I don't know how long we'll go, maybe like an hour or so. Happy Labor Day for anyone who is off. Hey, Nash. Hey, Cyrus. Hey, Goalie Pro. So yeah, I figure we'll do a little live stream today and have a little bit of fun. If you guys have any questions or anything, let me know about any of that gear back there. Of course, now you can kind of see. Got my my eFlex 3 set back there. You will notice that the eFlex 2s are gone from the last time I did a live stream. I'm pretty sure they were gone last time. So the eFlex 2s are gone, and then my retail 961, that really nicely beautiful painted one from Franny Drummond, I sold that one too because it's a retail mask, and I've just been using my Pro mold so often I felt kind of sorry for my mask just kind of sitting there. And I have a buddy who literally wears he has two of my old masks now. He has my old chest protector, but he just got a new one. He just got a new Passau, and he loves it. I don't think he's wearing my old pants, but he is wearing an old set of XLTs that were mine, and I think we wear two different skate sizes. And he uses like, I think he's probably up to like 3 or 4 of my sticks now. So I have a buddy who uses a lot of my old gear, and he wanted those that mask so badly. So I went ahead and sold that to him. Hey, Corey, that's kind of funny. How do I like my new CCM cowling cutout? Okay, your skates. On my skates. So if you're talking about those CCM Tacks up there, I love my CCM Tacks. I have not been hit on the side of my skate or anything like that. That was my biggest worry, of course, using a skate that doesn't have a cowling or has more of a, I mean, there is technically a cowling, but if it's more like a cutout of a cowling, I was really worried about, you know, occasionally getting hit there, but so far that hasn't happened. That's exactly right, Michael. So I am making some room for more gear, and it's funny you say that, because that's how you typically know that I'm about to get new gear, is my other stuff starts flying out the window. So you'll notice I am down to six blue sticks. I'm getting rid of all blue items. I'm not going to be running my typical navy blue and light blue anymore. You will still notice I have a whole lot of red back there. How many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 red sticks, and then even though there's red tape up there, that's actually a black and white Reebok back from when I had these custom ones made, and they were pretty cool. These are the old Reebok 11K Pro Customs, and you can kind of see what blade pattern I have there. I really like these sticks, but they're a little heavy now, especially compared to what I've been using. I'm glad I've kept that around though, because my new pads that I talked about, what was that, a couple weeks ago now, that I told you guys I'm getting new pads. They're going to be white and black, which I know doesn't sound very inspiring or invigorating, but I've always liked a really good, classy, sharp white and black set, because that's what I had back when, like, maybe I can even pull it up, like Patrick Lalime. Let me pull up a sweet picture of Patrick Lalime really quick. He was one of the first goalies that I really liked, and he had some awesome black and white sets. Yeah, I can see here there's his 500s, and where were his 560s? Maybe I can 560s. I'm sure those will come up. I don't know. I see his he had really cool 560s while he was on the Ottawa Senators. But here, let me pull this out really quick, and let me switch to desk cam. So there we go. So you can see here we got Patrick Lalime. I used to have a mask that was that way too, and it was beautiful. But here's his old set, and I absolutely loved those masks, or those pads. So what I wanted to do was get a set pretty similar to that. And then two, if you guys remember back to my P4s, and I'm not sure if I have a picture of those anymore. Let me hunt around a little bit. Hopefully not to take up too much of your guys' time hunting around for pictures of weird stuff, but my Reebok P4s were also in that color scheme, and then so were my 560s, and I might actually have a picture of that if I can find it quick enough so that it's not weird. So here's my CCMs. I know you guys can't see my screen. I'm hunting around for it first. Goalie. Let's see here. I have like 5 million folders with pictures of me. I'm sure, as a fellow goalie, I'm sure you guys aren't surprised by that. Okay, so here's my 560s. I'll bring that picture up here in a second. And if I could find, I know there's some videos of my old Reebok P4s, but I'm not finding any right here. I see my P3s though. My P3s were beautiful. All right, and let me check one more folder. Yeah, that's not there either. All right, cool. So let me bring this picture up really quick. So here's my old 560s. So this is back when I was in high school. In fact, this was the summer before I left for juniors up in Newmarket. So you see my old high school mask right here. I played on a team called the Indians, so I had like an Indian headdress sort of thing. And yes, like you can tell just how old I am by the quality of this video. It's pretty terrible. So yeah. Anyway, my new set is going to be very similar to that. Very, very similar. So let me bring back up the window so I can actually see what you guys are looking at now. Okay, cool. So, should I tell you guys what the new setup's going to be? There are 30 people on right now. So let me tell you what the new setup's going to be. The new setup, you guys probably aren't going to be too surprised by this. I'm actually going to be replacing my CCM eFlex 2s back there, or my eFlex 3s back there. So let me bring up. I actually have the pictures ready. So let me bring it over to this screen, then I'll turn it on so you guys can see exactly what they're going to look like. And I've posted this on Instagram. So here you go. So here's the glove. Here's the pads. So literally, it's the exact same design that I have now on my white and red ones, but they're going to be black. And then here is the blocker, what it's going to look like. And I could not be more excited. So let me go through a couple of the changes here that I have made to the specs, since I know that I'm sure you guys are going to be really interested to hear like what kinds of spec changes am I going to make, because basically I'm replacing one set of eFlex 3s with another set of eFlex 3s. That's how much I love my pads. Okay, and I just placed the order with Goalie Monkey the other day, and my bank account reflects it. So, but I could not be any more excited. Okay, so let me just kind of run down. I went with the exact same brake as I had before, and so that is a single internal external brake, and it is a pre-curve. You can only get pre-curve on the eFlex 3s. So nothing has changed there. I am also, this is not a direct reflection of what I've ordered. So for example, this strap right here, this second calf strap, is not going to happen. It's literally the exact same. So I have one permanently attached or fixed, if you will, fixed below knee strap, and then one calf strap. I still really like that strap there. I thought about removing the knee strap. It's really not that necessary for me. But I wasn't quite ready to make that decision yet. I went with the exact same knee cradle that I ordered with the other one, and so that one is the recessed foam, and it does have the outer calf wrap. So this little thing right here, you guys can see. Oh, you guys can't see it here. This right here. I was kind of complaining about that before, since I think it looks a little ugly, but I went ahead and kept it on there. Um, I still think it looks a little ugly, but I do see some puck marks on it, so clearly pucks are hitting it occasionally, and so I'm worried about taking it off, because what if a couple more pucks sneak through or something, you know? So I'm just gonna keep them on. So we have that. Let's see. I went with the exact same leg channel as before, which is the tight fit. I really like the tight fit. I used to get loose fit back when I had the 590s, and when I had, was I talking about 590s earlier? Because I did have a set of 590s, but those were the 560s that you saw earlier. But I had a loose fit for my 560s, my 590s, my first Premiers, my P3s. I didn't have P2s. My P3s were a loose fit, and if I remember correctly, I believe my P4s were also a loose fit. And then I got used to a tight fit when they first came out with the eFlex series, and I tried that, and I've loved a tight fit ever since. So it's kind of funny. As I get older, I like more control over my pads. And I also like those reduced rebounds that the eFlex line offers. So when you guys are asking me like, hey, am I going to get Premier 2s? I'm probably not going to get Premier 2s. Mostly because I cannot afford like a whole nother set of pads that I am not sure I'm going to like the rebounds on, or that I'm not going to prefer the rebounds on. I do prefer sort of softer rebounds, and that way I can control the puck a little bit better. Let's see, toe bridge is the exact same, and then boot softness is the ultra soft, because that's their stock option, and I really like that. So I like a little bit more of a flexible pad now, and then I don't break it in very much, so it kind of keeps a little bit of stiffness to it. It ends up really well. So let me move to the blocker, because outside of the color change, there are no changes to the blocker whatsoever. And then let's switch to the glove, because I did make some changes here. So, of course, the color, that changed. I went with a single T this time. And here's the reason why I did that. And this probably won't surprise you guys, but I really like the double T. I did find that pucks go into it very easily. They stick in there very easily. I'm able to see it very easily. I still find the double T insanely ugly. Just like it reminds me very much of like skate lace pockets. I don't like the look of a skate lace pocket, and so I understand the benefits of it. I understand that it maybe gives it a little more elasticity. It's a little more flexible, and it's a little bit more of a softer feel. So when the puck enters, it's more likely to stay in there. At the same time, I feel it's ugly, and so these are going to be the two times where I'm going to choose aesthetics over performance. So I readily admit that. But I did choose a single T. The other major change I made to my glove, I am no longer going to be using a 590 break. I went ahead and ordered the 600. I did that for one main reason, and that's because, as you guys have seen in the 590 break, the glove that I have up there, I have been catching a lot of pucks on the palm, right? And some of them have kind of, squeaked out or bounced out. And I've really worked on it. And you guys have seen some, relatively good glove saves recently. But looking at the placement of those pucks, I think if I switch to a 600, I think most of those pucks will end up in the pocket. So I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the 600 break. So I am really excited about getting that set. Like I said, I just ordered them from Goalie Monkey, and I'm really excited about getting them. So you guys will see those, I believe, in something like 8 to 10 weeks, if I remember correctly. So that's going to be really exciting. I know that some of you guys are probably just like Mr. MG, might be a little, either surprised or not as excited that I'm not going with something like Vaughn, who they are putting out some beautiful pads right now. I'm still very interested in getting a Brian set. But right now I just want to switch out the eFlex 3s, and then we'll go from there. And then because they're white black, they're gonna be neutral for any team, and that way I won't look like a Christmas tree when I'm playing for my green team, right? Now at the same time, I'm not playing on that green team for the winter session. That's only a summer team and a tournament team. So you're not going to see those green jerseys out anymore. You're going to see me in a black Mambas jersey, like I had told you guys a couple weeks ago on Instagram. and those jerseys are black, and then their home jerseys are gold. And so, like, in one sense, because the Black Mamas are black, red, and white, the white red would have matched, but then their home jerseys are gold and black, and it's like that wouldn't have matched. So then I just feel like I'm all weird out there again, So I'm really looking forward to a neutral set that'll match with any team that I'm playing on. So exciting stuff coming up. All right, so let me kind of go back and see what questions you guys have, and we'll go from there. And for midday, we have quite a few people on, which is pretty cool. So let's see here. Do a twig collection. So you guys want to talk about what sticks I have going on back there? So right here is my Passau, which is custom. This is a wood shaft, fiberglass. So it's very traditional with foam core. So this is very much a traditional stick. It is cut down, and it's cut down at the factory, which is really nice. I'll tell you what, that is a huge benefit when I'm taping a stick, that I don't have to cut it first. So this is great. This is more of a mid-curve, and so I've actually gone back to this stick. I was using those CCMs for a long time, and then I noticed a lot of 5-hole goals started going in, and I wasn't really sure why. Ever since I switched to the Passau, I don't think I've let in a 5-hole goal since. So I think a lot of it has to do with the way that the blade was positioned in my 5-hole. And I can shoot perfectly well with this. And actually, I feel a little more confident shooting with the Passau than the CCM, especially because the CCM is more of like a heel curve. And so there were times where I would go to just, really shoot it, and I would just completely whiff on that puck. That does not happen with the Passau being a mid-curve. I get nice crisp passes every time. So I think in the future, I'm probably going to go with a mid-curve instead of my typical pattern. So we'll see. One of the other things I do want to point out about this stick that I really like is that, and you can see here, the pucks are landing exactly where they're supposed to be. So you can see mentally the stick is in the perfect position for making 5-hole saves and in any kind of stick saves. So I really trust this stick, and it's really light and durable. I don't think I've broken a Passau stick yet. I think I still, I have all 3 of them back there still. I only had 3 red ones, and you can see I've taped one up, and the rest of them are all still back there. Now you will notice that I do have less red sticks. I actually gave one away to a kid the other day who I saw him at the rink. I was subbing for a buddy's team, and this kid, he like watches my channel, and so in those instances, if I can give away a stick or something, then it's pretty cool. And I think he was like way too young to even like use it, but he can stick it on a wall or something if he'd like. But he was a fan, so and it was really funny. Like he was so nervous he couldn't even talk to me. So I've definitely been there before. Anyway, so here is the CCM sticks that you see back there. Very squared toe, probably a little more squared than I'm used to. But again, you see back when I was using it, I was getting the puck marks exactly where they are supposed to be. So you can see I was in really good position. Mentally, of course, like I said before, I started laying in a lot of weird 5-hole goals, and I think that's where you're starting to see these puck marks up here. So once I kind of switched over to the Flex 3 set, and I was having to break in that blocker, I think I was kind of losing some of my mental preparedness and some of my muscle memory, so I went ahead and switched to the Passau. Still, I really love these sticks, and I think I've only broken one so far, if I remember correctly, and I've had these for, how long have I had these? Like a year, I think. I think I had 6 of these and 5 of the blue ones, if I remember correctly. And I think I've only broken one. And the way that it broke, if I remember correctly, is just some of the adhesive on the back of the paddle kind of came off. And I think actually I can still use it. Just I have so many of them I don't have to use it if I don't want to. But in all other respects, this is very much a traditional stick. And then, one other quick thing I'll show you really quick, just because I pointed it out before on the last one, but this is the curve. So you can see it's more of a heel curve. And so that can be good and bad. It just depends on your playing preferences. And then we've, of course, I already showed this one, but I'll kind of show you again really quick. This one is definitely heavy compared to the rest, but this is a Reebok 11K. This one is custom. I don't use this one very often at all. The only time I really used it was when I had a neutral set, or if I was demoing a set and red and blue didn't really mesh with it. So I kind of use this. So you might see this one a little bit, but I'm actually looking to get new sticks. I just hit my own ceiling. But I'm looking to get new sticks to match the new set. And then I used this one for the first time in my last game, and it performed beautifully. This one is the true composite, so you can hear it. Composite stick. This is the A6.0, and for you guys who are counting, this is a 26-inch, and the pattern is the PC2, which, if I remember correctly, is a mid-curve. Yeah, so you can see it's a mid-curve, probably a little bit of an open face. I really like this stick, but it's taking some getting used to, of course. When I was using it in pregame and I was just trying to shoot around, the whip on this stick, like this has no whip. This is a completely stiff stick. And so it's definitely taking a little bit getting used to, because I like a lot of whip on my shots. It just, you know, you're used to the whip. It's easier to get pucks up in the air when you have a little bit of whip. But this one, I actually could not get the puck to go up the first couple times that I had used it. I had a buddy who, you actually saw him in a past video. So Timmy, he's also a goalie, but he plays out. And he took my my stick, and if you remember back, like, what was it, 2 or 3 videos ago, in pregame, he was going bar down with my goalie stick. So he did the same thing with the true hockey stick, and he was having difficulty getting it up. So I think once the stick kind of breaks in, because even a composite stick has to be broken in a little bit, right? Some of the fibers that are inside need to be sort of stretched out, broken, stuff like that in order to get really good whip. I think once that happens, it'll turn out to be a really good stick. But right now, it is really stiff. And anytime that puck hits it, it just clangs off like it's lightning. So it's kind of interesting, or thunder for that matter. You can see I did make a couple saves with it in the correct area. You see another one over here. I remember exactly what shot that one was. But hey, it's a save, so what do I care? But it's taking a little bit getting used to, but it's getting there. And it's a rounded toe, which I am not used to, a rounded toe. Not that I really mind it, but it's just not really something I'm used to. Alright, so let me go get some blue ones so you guys can see those too. Alright, I'm going to keep the CCM ones down there, because you guys already saw, literally my red CCMs that are right here are the exact same as the blue ones down there. But there is this one right here, CCM 500, and this one is a really cool stick. It's one of my all-time favorites. It's a little on the heavier side, but it has a really thin paddle, and for someone with smaller hands, it's easier for me to wrap that around in my trigger grip. I really love this stick, and the pattern on this one is pretty cool, and I want to go back to, I need to go back to a pattern that's more like this. So we'll see what I end up doing with my new sticks. And then we of course have the Infinity, and this is the Exosphere. I really like this stick too. It's crazy durable, and you can see here from the puck marks, oh, down here, the puck marks, that it is very durable, and this graphic that's on the front is really durable too. That was my main concern about this graphic. I still need to review this one. I probably need to use it 1 or 2 more times before I review it, but I'm really happy with this stick. Very durable, a little on the weighty side, which I've already kind of pointed out in my unboxing, and you can definitely feel it when you're playing. But nonetheless, I can't imagine breaking one of these sticks. It is a traditional foam core, and it's custom. You have your laminated shaft, and you can see the pattern here. So it's a pretty big mid-curve with a pretty big open face. So I think those are all my sticks. Let me put this back. The other thing I will point out too is that I cut down my sticks quite a bit, so let me show you that really quick. So if I put these together, and I think I have, do I have a ruler here? I don't have my ruler here, but I do have a soft tape measure. So let me just kind of measure really quick how much I take off. Should be around like 3 inches, I think. So let's see. 1, and then let's see. It's about 3.5 inches that I take off my sticks. Just like Carey Price, he takes off, I believe it is 3 inches. And I'll tell you what, like, it is really nice taking off a few inches because you end up getting a lot more leverage on your shots, and you can play the puck much closer to your feet. So there are those times, of course, when you're playing out there, and especially if you go to the boards or go behind the net, the puck might get caught in your feet a little bit. And so having a cut down shaft really allows you to still kind of get in there, get in your feet, play the puck close to you. You don't feel like you're reaching too much, but it ends up working out really well. So, all right, I used any pro stock gear? I don't think anything back there is pro stock right now, outside of maybe the fact that my Bauer 961 is a Bobrovsky mold. So it's technically not pro stock because it never went to the Columbus Blue Jackets, but it is a Bobrovsky mold, literally made the exact same way he likes it. So that'd probably be as close as I get. Where do I play? I do get that one a lot. I play all around St. Louis, so I live in St. Louis, Missouri. Just like KVG and MASH, and there's actually like a few social media goalies who live here in St. Louis. It's kind of funny, but we all live here, and so I play in the BHL now. So that's what I'm going to be playing in this summer or this winter. I don't think I'm going to be playing against KVG, but we'll see. All right, so let's see here. What would be the pads right now that you'd love to buy or try out? Oh, that's so hard. Well, obviously I'm getting new E-Flex 3s, right? And you know I'm really, really happy with E-Flex 3s. Otherwise, I wouldn't buy a new pair. But if I could try another set, I would love to try those 2S pads. I would love to try the new optic pads. Those look great. And I'm really interested to see about the hand... what's the word I'm looking for? And I can't remember exactly how they termed it, but basically it's the way that you tighten your glove. So that looks really cool, the way that you do that. Really excited about those that Brian set. I would love to try a Vaughn set too. They're putting out some really cool stuff, especially the carbon stuff, and I love the design on it. You know, I'm a sucker for a good pad design. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so I showed that. Do you think I'll ever get VH skates? I'm not sure. So one of my buddies is a rep for them, and so I would love to try VH skates. Of course, VH is now True, but they're just so expensive, you know. So I have to look at my bank account and go, okay, what can I afford now? And what should I afford later? And I'm still really happy with my CCM Tacks up there, so I don't have any monetary or performance reason to try the VH skates, even though I have been told explicitly by an NHL equipment manager who had worked for the Blues the past like 4 years or something like that. He's like, these are the best skates, hands down. They're the most comfortable, they're the best performing. But then you just have to figure, you know, it's like what, $900 or $1,000 for skates, so. You know, I don't know. Okay, Jeremy's asking, what are those things in the boxes over the short hanger in the back? Oh, so those, here, let me bring one over to you. So I have a few of these things, especially back from when I was a kid. Everyone used to get me goalie and hockey stuff. And so I got this McFarlane sort of goalie toy, and apparently this one is a really rare one because typically the bottle comes blank, and this one has the logo on it. So apparently this one's worth quite a bit of money. So I have a few of these, and I really like this one. You can kind of see, like, it even has like puck marks and all sorts of stuff on the pads, so that's pretty cool. But I also have Jose Theodore, and I have Eddie Belfour up there. I have Chris Osgood in the back. I have another one that is Dominic Hasek. And I'm trying to think. I think I have one that's like one of those dual ones where it's like Jeremy Roenick against Mike Vernon, if I remember correctly, or something like that. So I have a few of them. Good question. Okay. What else we got? How is the eFlex 3 glove? How does it close? So let me give you a couple tips for those of you who are using the eFlex 3 or you're looking to use it. You'll see something very peculiar about the way that I prepare this glove. So first of all, I never close it when it's in my bag or when it is up in my Pro Goalie locker. The other thing you'll notice is that I actually tuck the pocket into the back, and that way it gets that really nice, good pro look to it. So let me kind of put this down a little bit so you guys can see. But you'll notice, especially if you buy retail or when you get it custom, it comes like very loopy, and in my opinion, it just looks really ugly. Looking at a lot of the pros who are using the double T, somehow they were able to get like this nice pocket. And I was like, how are they doing that? You know, are they just like putting some pucks in there? And then I finally realized, oh, if I just tuck it back into this section right here, you get that same look. So I don't know if that's what they're doing, but I'll tell you what, like for a double T, it looks nice. It looks nice, right? And then that looks cool. But I'm still going with a single T. Now, can it close? Now, for one thing, I did not have a game. Well, what's today? Monday? I did not have a game yesterday. And so I have not played with this glove in a week and a half. And I have to undo it because after a game I just, take my hand out and I never undo it. So let me tighten it again, and then I'll kind of show you guys. Now, I am definitely a goalie who, like I said, when I am packing my gear or anything like that, I don't close it. And so you see it is perfectly closed. You see straight right there. In my opinion, it's more important for a very open glove than a glove that shuts perfectly. And even though this one does, clearly. And you can see there's like maybe a little bit of a gap. But after you play in a pregame, stuff like that, it ends up like that eventually. And I don't mind that at all. So that's just a couple tips for you guys who are using the CCM eFlex 3 glove. All right. Okay, did I try out any 1X gear? I did not. Never tried anything in the 1X line. I did try the 1X set for a demo for Total Goalie, which is pretty cool. And then I had that glove that I never ended up using just because simply it did not match the rest of my gear, and it drove me nuts. Okay, does D30 foam work? Yes. I have talked about that ad nauseum for you guys. I talk about it all the time. And yeah, I'm sure, Jeremy, I'm sure you do want that. But anyway, yes, Simon, D30 works beautifully. I've taken so many shots off the palm of my glove, and I have literally never had a stinger on the eFlex 3s. And in fact, what was that? That was a discussion. That was a discussion on somebody's page the other day where it was like, oh, I don't believe, Tommy, that he's never had a stinger with a CCM glove. And it's like, well, first of all, I've never had a stinger with a CCM glove. The last time I've had a stinger using any Reebok or CCM glove was that would have been when I was about 22 or 23, so we're looking at like 9-10 years ago, something like that. And I remember the shot perfectly. It was from a buddy of mine who just had a cannon. Like, he was a smaller guy, really skinny, but he had like an Al McKenna slapper, and it hit right in the palm, and that did not feel good. And I only use I use game ready palms. So anyway, for those of you guys who are wondering, like, have I ever had a stinger? Yes, but it was 11 years ago or 10 years ago or whatever. So yeah, anyway, What do I think about CCM 44K goalie skates? Um, I have not seen them. I don't have a clue. Brian's Genetic 3 Pro Goal Pad. I've heard great things about it. I would love to get a set, though. Of course, now I want the optics, right? Um, but you're finding it hard to adjust. I'm not really that surprised, considering you're coming from CCM eFlex pads. When I tried the Genetic 3s, or what was it? I tried the Genetic 2s that a buddy of mine had, and I tried it for one game, and they were really good pads, but they were crazy stiff. And especially if you're used to the CCM eFlex line, which are very flexible, clearly Extreme Flex, you would probably have some difficulty adjusting to that. I guess my main piece of advice for that would be use my break-in method, which I have online on my YouTube channel, and try that method maybe 1, 2, or maybe even 3 times to kind of really get those Genetic 3s working, and go from there. VH or RVH, I use either one, depending on what's happening in the game. More than anything, it really depends on 2 things. Number 1 is, where is the shot going to come from, and number 2 is there a guy in my slot? Okay, so if the guy is in the corner and there is a guy in the slot, I'm a little less likely to go into the RVH, simply because I'm still working on moving into the center with a push. And of course, I'm playing beer league, so I don't have like good posts, right? There's one rink around us that has those like really sharp posts. I can't remember what they're called now, but they're really expensive. Those will stay in, but if you're talking about, like, typical pegs, those one metal peg thing, those don't stay, and so I can't push off of those. So I'm a little less confident then in using the RVH. Are those the new CCM Premier pants? Yes, they are. I got them, and at first I was worried about the protection, like in the hip area, but D30 does its job. What do I think of the protection? I completely agree with you, Bob. And because I had used 20K pants and 11K pants, there were times when those little flaps that were on the top of the thighs, sometimes those would come up. And so I was a little worried about that happening with the new CCM Premier pants as well. However, that has not happened even once so far, and the D30 foam in those pants are just absolutely beautiful. My favorite part of the pants, though, are easily, and this is especially because I'm using the 2017 Premier Chesty, are the clips. So for those of you who aren't very familiar with the Chesty and the pants back there, basically there's clips on them, and it's really difficult for me to show you guys, otherwise I probably would. And I might do it in a future video, but I have to figure out exactly how it's going to look. But there's some clips inside the pants that come up and around this little thing that's in the chest protector, and that way it goes around, and then you tighten it up. Like, you literally take it and you tighten it up, and then you have seamless protection all the way through, and it's still pretty flexible and for your rotation and everything. So it ends up working out really well. So I love those pants, and I love that chest protector. And as you guys know, especially in my review of the old Premier chest protector, I had some issues with the outside deltoid protection, and I have none of those issues now. So it ends up working really well. All right, what else we got here? Any break-in methods for chest protectors? Honestly, no. And that's probably the biggest question I get, especially on my break-in video. And I don't know why my eyes have just suddenly started tearing up. So I guess I'm just touched by how many people are on this live stream in the middle of the day. But no, I actually really don't have that many tips for breaking out a chest protector. You really just have to use it. One of the first things, of course, is just kind of go through and adjust it. If you can, have a friend or a family member like stand behind you while you're looking at it in a mirror and adjust it. So adjust it up and down, out, and inward for your shoulder floaters. The same thing goes for your arms. If you have adjustable arms, like the CCM back there has adjustable arms, the Passau had adjustable arms. So So if you can, just kind of put it on, have a family member help you adjust it, and then go out there and play in it. And that's literally the only thing, you know, that you can really do for a chest protector. I have tried putting it in a washer, in a dryer, and it actually kind of worked a little bit. But at the same time, it did decrease the durability of the chest protector. So it's not really something I recommend anymore, but it is something you can do. If you do that, I would recommend you only put it in the washer. Don't put it in the dryer afterwards. I had actually done both. And I think the dryer is probably what decreased the durability a little bit more. So if you want to put it in the washer, you could probably do that. That definitely seemed to, you know, get things moving a little bit. But then I would probably suggest you air dry it afterwards, and don't put it in the dryer afterwards. So thank you, Jack. I really appreciate that. He said he's the best YouTuber to him, so that's pretty cool. I really appreciate that. You know, ultimately I do all these videos and stuff for you guys, and I'm just, you know, having fun out here. So so anything I can do. Do I use suspenders even when using that CCM clip system? So yeah, let me talk about that for a second. So I'm going to be doing a video about trying to find the best goalie suspenders, okay? And I think I've used 4 of them so far. So there's the AR, which are terrible, right? Like everyone's using the AR ones, and they're bad. They come off mid-game, they break, whatever, they're not good. So then I tried basically a knockoff of the Pro Easton ones. But even with the Eastons, and when you're looking at the Pros and how they use them, some of them have like, you know, tape around them and all sorts of stuff just to make those work. So I have a knockoff, like literally they're the exact same ones, they're just not branded Easton. So I've tried those, and those came off mid-game a couple times, and so I haven't really used those since. Then let's see, I used one from Fix My Gear, which are they're more sturdy, and they have this really cool chest strap that has some Velcro so that they stay together, and it works out really well. Those also came out mid-game. So those didn't quite pass the test, though I will say that those are probably the more durable ones that I've had so far. Then the last ones I've been using are the Monster Hockey ones, which are easily my favorite overall. They're a little uglier, admittedly, because they have like this weird casing that's over them, and it looks all like scrunchy and squiggly and stuff, and so those aren't my favorite to look at. But I will say that the Monster Hockey connection points, those are really well designed. They have done a great job designing those. They will not come off mid-game, or at least not at that point. I actually had like part of a different part come off mid-game, but it was an easy fix, so it wasn't a big deal. So far the Monster ones are my favorite. So for the last couple games, though, I actually haven't been using any suspenders at all to figure out, is it different? Yes, it is very different. So I used to not use suspenders at all, and now I've been using them, and I'm trying to go back to not using them to get, you know, the feel of, okay, do you need them or not, or stuff like that. And I will say that, yes, I feel completely different out there with no suspenders on. So I'm going to be going back to suspenders, and I'm going back to the Monster ones, and I might steal the little chest connector thing from the Fix My Gear ones, because I really like that. In old brown ones used to have that same thing, so it's pretty cool. Okay, best glove break-in method. Well, that would be mine. So I have a video on it. It's called what is it called? The best video break-in method. So basically, it's the Keeps 33 method plus another step at the end to get full to get it to display like the full surface. So you have a full blocking area as well as the gloves. So I would definitely recommend that one. All right, I remember there was a question before, did I sell the Passau Pro Pack? I did not sell it. I gave it away for free in my last live stream. I gave away over $1,000 in equipment the last live stream. It cost me almost $300 to ship all that free stuff. But yeah. Anyway, but it was fun. It was fun to give away a bunch of that stuff, and I'll be doing some more giveaways over the next few months or so. I have a lot of sticks back there that I probably need to get rid of, and I'll give some of them out to goalies who I know who need a stick. I'll sell some of them to local guys who I know are using some of my old stuff, but I'll also give out some stuff too. Okay. Can't find my pad break-in method, so you go on. Let me bring it up for you really quick. So let me do a new tab and YouTube. And sorry, I have a mechanical keyboard, so it's really loud. Break in goalie gear. Break in goalie gear on YouTube. So let me put this over here. There you go. So you can see here, how to break in hockey goalie equipment. 245,000 views over 4 years. I'm probably going to do an updated one, simply because I don't really run through my glove break-in method that well, which is this one right here. But here's the two top ones that are out there. But 245,000 views, which is pretty cool. And yeah, so. Oh, and that, of course, I stopped it on a ad. So there we go. And let's kind of fast forward. So you see, I don't have any shoes on, but this is, and I still have that couch over there. But this is how I break in my gear. So definitely check that out. Have fun. And then let's see what else we got here. What do I think about Brian's optic? I think they look great. I want to use them. Can't really give an opinion until I use them, but I would love to get a set. So we'll see how that works out. What else we got here? The new Premier is so good that you didn't want to keep the Pro Pack. I would agree with that, honestly. So it's not that I don't like the old Pro Pack or the Passau. One of the things too is because I'm going to more of a neutral set. I don't really want to use a red chest protector anymore. If it was black, I probably would have kept it. But since it was red, I decided to let it move on. And like I said, I've mostly been using the Premier, and especially because it does have the integrated system between the pants and the chest protector, it just makes it way too easy for me to use the Premier. I'm very confident in the Premier. It is pretty mobile, even though it is bulky, but I love the seamless protection, and it's really light too. So it's like win, 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 win. You know, there's no reason for me to use anything else for the moment. So we'll see what comes about, though. So let's see what else we got here. Yeah, Grayson, so you'll have to keep coming to these live streams. Eventually you might win something. So he was saying that that it's haunting him that he didn't win anything from the giveaway. But I think we had, how many people did we have, though? It was like 150 people on. It was relatively late. And I gave away 10 different items, if I remember correctly. And then I think I sent a couple additional items to people too. So yeah. What's my favorite food? Oh, that's a hard one. I'd probably have to say pizza. Pizza's my downfall. I love pizza, and that's actually kind of funny. Like, you know, when you look on Fitbit, and let me show you guys here, because I'm on another weight loss kick, right? Because I had gone from 236 to 190, and actually people were telling me that I looked unhealthy, so that didn't help. So I kind of gained a little bit more weight back than I should have, and now I am at like 206, 207, somewhere in there, and you can actually tell. So I'm going to show you guys this. You can actually tell the times I have pizza. So if you guys can see this, here's my Fitbit. So you can see I started up at 236, and you can see I'm down at like 206 now. But anytime that you see these like weirdo dips, even when going down, you kind of see that. Those are all pizza days. And so pizza is my downfall. And so when you're talking about like my favorite food, it is definitely pizza. And I especially love like wood-fired pizzas with like olive oil, real mozzarella. I love black olives, artichokes, and then Italian sausage. I'm trying to think. Usually there's something else. Sometimes I'll get some spinach on it. So it's usually like a healthier pizza, but then when you eat the whole thing, it becomes less healthy apparently. So So this guy's getting blocked. I don't even know what that guy even said. Um, so anyway, okay. Hey Blake, see a lot of the same names I usually see, which is pretty cool. And I'm glad that you all were able to come today because I know this is in the middle of the day, but it's Labor Day, so I figure most people are off, right? I have a friend who just picked up a Bauer 960 XPM mask, and I was kind of looking at it. It looks like the backplate is more like a pro backplate, so I'm kind of really excited about seeing that. Um, because I was trying to figure out like how am I ever going to go away from my 960 Bobrovsky mold or my Kiver mask that's back there, which is custom made in Russia. But it's like if I ever wanted to try something else, I prefer the Pro backplate, which is more like minimalist, and it's not like digging into your neck or anything. So I don't know. I'm still seeing a ton of people asking if I'm going to get VH True Skates anytime soon. So anytime soon, the answer is no. Will I get them eventually? I don't know. We'll have to see. I mean, ultimately, I'm paying for new eFlex 3 pads, so it's going to be a while. All right. All right, what else we got here? Let me see what other questions. Did I miss any? I don't think I've missed any yet. Opinion on the best stick on the market. Well, I'll tell you what, like now that I'm going with a neutral eFlex 3 set, the question is what I'm going to do. What am I going to do for a stick? So I've been debating with myself for 3 days now. Do I want to order a 6-pack of custom CCM composite sticks? That's going to set me back like $1,200, right? It might be worth it, but it's going to set me back quite a bit of money. Or do I want to go with a 3-pack of Passos because I'm really happy with my Passos, right? But it's not going to match my CCM set. And then the other option is why don't I try something new? So I've had so many people tell me that they've loved the Bauer sticks, and what is it, the 1X that I've heard a lot of good things about, and even the 1S stick, if I remember correctly. So I'm at like this weird point where it's like I have to figure out what I'm gonna do, but I don't quite have to figure it out yet, right? Because it's gonna take like it's gonna take 8 to 10 weeks or so for my new pads to come in. And sorry if you can hear screaming upstairs. I can hear it here. Tell me if you can hear that or not. I'm always kind of curious. But I thought you had like 100K. I'm not rich. I have 6 jobs, but I'm not rich. I'm not rich because I spend too much on goalie gear. Like you see all that gear back there. All that costs money. So, oh, subs. No, I don't have 100,000 subs either. I have 10,000. Apparently there aren't even 100,000 goalies in the world. There's approximately 90,000 hockey goalies in the world. So the fact that this is actually kind of cool. So there's a couple other YouTubers out there, of course, who have like more subscribers than I do, right? So you have like Kane Van Gate, but his videos appeal to not just goalies, but all beer leaguers, right? Because he runs the BHL life, and so it's like all about like beer league environment and attitude and cool stuff like that. So he has like goalies and beer leaguers. You have other ones who do other things in addition to goalie stuff. So they'll do like montages, or they'll do just like highlight videos, taking NHL highlights or NHL videos and putting their own spin on it and stuff like that. So it appeals to just like all hockey players, right? And then you have me, who I only do goalie videos, and I only use original content. I don't use anyone else's content on YouTube, at least. On Instagram, I do. But on YouTube, it's all my videos, it's all my tutorials. So it's just all me. And you figure 1 out of 9 goalies in the world subscribe to my channel. So that's pretty cool. But that also means that there are 8 out of 9 who don't subscribe to me. And so if you know of any goalie who is not subscribed to me yet, you better be telling them. So yeah. Anyway. Yeah, I'm looking at some Bauer sticks as well, and eventually I will figure out what kind of stick I'm going to use. To be honest, Bob, I'm not going to go Vaughn. And I totally understand I can get them in like small numbers. Doing a review on them would be nice because I'm sure other people are interested in them. But to be honest, like, I'm only going to pair a Vaughn stick with like Vaughn gear. So yeah, anyway. And then let's see. I saw some people talking about the sticks before. Let me take a drink too. Yeah, see, that was my concern, is that like the 1S Pro Stock version, really bad durability. So that would match the pads. So that's my biggest concern, of course. If I'm going to be spending $300 on a stick, that better last a while. Because you see those sticks back there, and you see how infrequently they go missing. So, you know, like I was talking about before, the Passau, I've never broken a Passau. The CCM, I've broken one. And that's after like 2 years of use. I've literally broken one stick, right? In fact, I think the last time I even broke a stick outside of the CCM, and like I said, it's like a little bit of the fiberglass just kind of came off of the paddle. Not really that big of a deal. And I can still use it. I just don't. But the last time I actually broke a stick, it's because I was mad and I hit it over the crossbar. So yeah. Anyway. Okay. Would I consider it a factory? I think you mean factory mad or made. And that's been one of my questions. Every time I see factory made, mad, I don't, because it's spelled M-A-D. So it's like, is it mad or is it made? I still don't have a clue. Would I consider a set? I don't know. They're really expensive. Really expensive. I talked to them a long time ago, and but it's just, I can't afford that, to be honest. And I also thought about just kind of getting one of my gloves done with their break-in method just to kind of try it. But it costs $180, so I'm not going to put $180 into a $400 glove, you know. So I have used Warrior sticks. I wouldn't mind going back to Warrior, except that their paddles are thicker, and I have smaller hands, and so I prefer a really thin paddle. And the CCMs are thin, and then the Passaus are pretty thin. So I typically don't use Warrior anymore. And I used to work for Warrior a long time ago, and so I got these sticks for like really cheap. And it was great, but no, I mean, ultimately it just comes down to the performance, right? So like, I worked for Warrior, but I was still wearing Reebok pads because that's what worked for me. I do, when I play out, I wear almost all Warrior stuff though. Bauer helmet though, and then I think everything else is Warrior, because they make really good player equipment. I really like Warrior player equipment. That and their gloves, if you didn't know, it used to be a business called MIA, Made in America, and they were great gloves, and so I really like their gloves. Anyway, I think there's too much noise upstairs happening now, and I think it's just going to get louder from here. Having 5 kids tends to do that, so I'm going to wrap up today's live stream. But as always, I really appreciate all of you guys being part of the Goalie Crease Network, keeping it positive, keeping it welcoming for goalies of all ages, genders, and skill levels. That's what this is all about, right? This isn't about, this isn't all about like looking cool and stuff like that. It's all about being helpful to everyone. So now, I will say that if you are not subscribed already, definitely do as soon as possible. And if you wouldn't mind, also make sure that you are sharing our YouTube page and that you are also subscribed over on our Instagram account. And the reason why is because I have like 5 reviews of things that I need to get done. So I have 5 reviews, 3 tutorials, and I am 7 games behind on all these things. And so I'm going to start putting out videos a little more frequently. I know that my last video was in mid-August. And it gets a little weird in the summer into fall because not as many people are watching at this time. But as the NHL season starts to go, you're going to see videos a lot more often, probably 3 or 4 times a week. We're going to have some fun with it. So we have a lot of cool stuff. Oh yeah, and I didn't even talk about the GoPro stuff, did I? All right, let me run through that really quick, but I'll probably have to do like another video on it because it is getting a little loud out there. So as you guys know, or if you have been paying attention to my my Instagram account, my GoPro died on me. Like before a game, I went to turn it on, it just wouldn't. So I had to get new GoPros, so I'm running GoPro 5s now. So that's cool. It looked a little weird on camera, but no, it's perfect. So GoPro 5s, I have 2 of them now, so I'm now running dual cameras almost every game. And then I also am running audio on my last like 2 or 3 games. And so I'm still testing out exactly how it's going to work, and how, like, I had to take off my my dangler because it clangs too much, and I don't want to annoy you guys. So I'm testing doing audio during my game, since that has been my biggest suggestion from you guys. The other thing that I got is a Karma. So this is a GoPro Karma. So if I turn it on here, you'll see here. There we go. So this is going to be for some pretty cool videos that I'm going to do as well, to show you guys some pretty cool stuff for reviews, and also to do different styles of video as well. Whether I am showing you guys new gear, making cool saves, I don't know, we'll see, but it'll be fun. So I do have a lot of cool stuff coming up with the GoPro. I do want to do a video, like an updated video on how to do your own goalie cam, because anytime that you guys want to do goalie cams, learn more, and watch them and have fun, then and have fun. So anyway, hope you guys have a wonderful day. Make sure that you are subscribed once again. Make sure you also like this video, and hey, just run through all my videos and like them all, right? Because hey, what's the difference? No, I'm just kidding. But keep it positive, keep it welcoming. Definitely make a comment, subscribe, like, all that cool stuff. Make sure that you are also on our Instagram account, because I post there like 10 times daily, and it's a lot of fun, like all sorts of different kinds of stuff. So hope you guys have a wonderful day. And as always, good luck. I will see you guys out on the ice. Have a great one.